Hello all and welcome to Well Crochet yet again for another tutorial. My name is Mary and in today's tutorial we are going to be making part 3 of our granny square crochet along blanket. Okay, we will be doing this gorgeous crocheting the sides together. How flat and gorgeous does that look? I love it, I love it, I love it. It's perfect. So what we are going to be doing is see all of your 8 squares. Today your job is to crochet these pieces together, and I think in the middle of the tutorial I realized, or the second piece, I realized I forgot to show you where you need to start. You need to start on your, let's get a nice close-up so you can see, okay, on your right side of your work. So that's your right side because your little ends are facing you. Don't crochet on that little bubbled side, those ends are facing backwards, telling you that's the back of your work. So you need to start crocheting when you put your hook in the first corner that you come to. You need to put it in through the right side, okay, and then you start your crocheting. All right, I do believe I forgot to mention that throughout the tutorial. Okay, so that's that. You will need your 8 squares. You will need your same hook that you use to crochet your squares with. You will need your contrast yarn, whichever that may be. Oh, I don't know why the lighting has gone funny there. Sorry, guys. And yeah, oh, that even got even worse. Oh, gosh. There we go. So you will need your contrast yarn. And yes, that's it. And in the tutorial, I'll also mention what you're going to be doing with these. But I can just tell you quickly now. You spend the week finishing off this part. You wash and block these after you've weaved in all those ends. And then you start crocheting your next colour. You've got 8 days to do that, these pieces, and wash and block. Oh, is that too much? Should I give you 10 days? Let's give you 10 days. We'll come back in 10 days' time. No, I promised 8 days. And my regulars will say, no, you made it. You said 8 days. So, no, I'll do 8 days. And if you're a little bit behind, doesn't matter. You catch up when you want. Okay? But to my regulars, we're going to be doing this in 8 days, all right? If you're new to the channel, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell button so you can receive further tutorials in your inbox. And if you wanted to do this crochet along, that's what you need to do. If you want to do this crochet along and you haven't started with us, you've only missed 2 parts, part 1 and part 2. Okay, those 2 parts will be, the tutorials to those parts will be in the description box down below. It will be the very first 2 tutorials, or the 2 tutorial videos that you come to in that description box. That will be those. First one was a granny square. Second one was washing and blocking the granny square. What else can I tell you? I think that's all I need to tell you about it. Let's just get started, okay? Good luck. Alrighty, here we are with our squares. Now, as I said before, here are your grey squares and here are your flat, beautiful flat orange ones, or I don't know what you want to call them. I call them melon usually. So what I want you to do with these guys here is weave in all these ends, wash and block it. Now remember, the blocking tutorial will be left in the description box down below, or the link to this tutorial will be, sorry. So you'll be able to do that if you haven't already washed and blocked before and you would like to know how to do it. That link will be in the description box down below. So while you're washing and blocking that and letting that dry for a couple of days, you can start doing this. Okay, so here's your first square. Yay, very excited. Here's your little cream yarn or whatever color you're using for your joining together and border. You will not need scissors right now, and you will not need a weaving darning needle at present. You may need it in the future, but not right now. Okay, so for those of you who know me will know that I don't like to start in a corner where I ended. It doesn't matter, eventually you find yourself in one of those corners. But right now I'm going to start right from the other end. Just blow that up a little bit and there you go. Okay, we are going to start with just pulling up a loop through that corner space. Okay, if you're just joining us new and you want to do this crochet granny square blanket crochet along, I still can't get it right. The first tutorial to this blanket will also be in that link down below. The second tutorial will be in the link down below, and this is the third tutorial to the blanket. Okay, so for those of you who have been waiting, let's get started. Okay, we're going to chain up 1 and 2 and 3. Then we're going to put 2 double crochets in this corner. Now this is the basic part of your blanket. We're going to get rid of that thread at the back now. Okay. Now we're just going to jump into the very next space and do 3, oops, sorry about that, 3 double crochets. I'm struggling today, guys, because I haven't put the aircon on and it's really quite warm here and the sun is glaring through the window. It's bright and bubbly, but it's also quite warm. If I open the door, the cat will start meowing. So I don't really want to. So we're going to keep it shut and I'm just going to struggle with the heat, as you do. If I turn the aircon on, you won't be able to hear me properly. So, there's no hope today for me. That's it. So we've done most of our row there. We're going to pop ourselves into the corner and do our normal cluster set of 3, 2, 3. If you have just joined us, that's 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 double crochets. All right. To my regulars, I hope your squares are coming out as gorgeously as mine. I've noticed that the washing and blocking has softened the squares, so I'm very happy about that. And I've only washed and blocked this melon set, and I'll be washing and blocking the grey set this week. So I don't know what colours you're using. If you want to share that in the comments down below, by all means share. Now, you're not going all the way around when we're doing this. We're going to get to this next corner and stop, because this is where the fun begins. This is the joining as you go. So get to that next space. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, here's our first corner. We're going to jump in there and do 3 double crochets only. Now, ordinarily we would do 3, 2, 3 in there, yes? We're only doing 3. Okay, this is what you should have so far. All right. Easy, easy. Okay. It's already pulling a little bit for me being so tight. Okay, so that's what you should have so far. Now we're going to bring that up a little bit so you can see what I'm going to do next. Oh, a little bit blurry. There we go. That's better. So now we are going to chain 1. Now, we turn our square. We grab our other square. I don't know if I mentioned, I don't think I did. We are crocheting on the right side, not the wrong side where all the bubbled look is and your V's are facing that way, not that side. We turn it facing us and your little V's here, those little things that look like V's, they'll be facing you. This is the side we're crocheting on. That's the side we've crocheted on. Now we turn our piece around like so. And this is where the fun begins, guys. We've already chained 1. So now you've got to hold your piece. The first one is the fiddliest one. After that, it'll come natural. So yarn over hook, pretending like we are going to do 3 double crochets in this square right here, in that corner, in your very first corner of your second square. So there's your first double crochet. Try not to do it too loose and don't do it too tight either, all right? If you do it too loose, that's going to be a massive gap right there and you don't want that. Now, we're not doing another double crochet yet. We're going to lift that thread up and this is what's going to give you that flat line you saw earlier in the promo. All right, so we lift up our piece. Now, we're going to put our hook back in our stitches from the previous row. Not the chain that we did there, little double crochet we did there, or the chain, but that very last double crochet right there through the V stitch. You grab your loop, a little bit fiddly this bit, pull it nice and tight there, and pull it through and lift it up. All right, then you yarn over hook and do your normal double crochet in that same corner. I hope that has made sense. I'm going to keep showing you. Oops, that didn't go through. Going to keep showing you anyway. So lift the loop, turn it a little bit, see the next V in your last stitch, in your last row, the very next V you come to, pull the loop a bit tight. You may need to get fiddly here just for this first 3 stitches. After that, the rest should come natural. One more in there. Pull up your loop. And the next one is kind of almost in the middle of that next space, kind of, okay? And pull your loop through. All right, now we're doing a double crochet in your next chain space, one only. Pull up the loop, jump to the very next V that you come to on the opposite side. Tighten your loop and pull it through. Do another double crochet. Lift up the loop. Come to that very next stitch. Pop the loop back over. Now there's no right or wrong way of putting your loop on, so just pop it back over and pull it through. And then we do another double crochet in the same space, sorry. So really what you're doing is you're just doing your cluster 3 set in the space, but in between each stitch you are lifting up the loop and pulling it through to the other side. So I'm just going to pull this one through for a minute and lie it flat so you can see, or lay it flat I should say. Okay, that's what you should have. I'll get a nice close-up. See how gorgeous that looks? Gorgeous. Simply gorgeous. I know, right? Very excited. I wished I'd known about this stitch a long time ago. It's not just, it doesn't just look great. It sits flat. So you can run your hand over it and there's no big bump in the middle. You know, when we used to sew these, what we used to do in the old days is sew these in together with the needle. And then when you turn it over, you'd have this little dip or little up when you're crocheting the top together. And there's always a bubble. This bubble's there, but it's a flat bubble. It's really, really hard to explain. But when you do yours, you'll know what I mean. Now, I'm not doing a very good job right now because I'm trying to go as loose as I can so that you guys can see. I don't know whether I'll do it again or I might just leave it that way. But in the meantime, we're just going to jump into the very next space. Let me blow this up a little. There we go. We're going to jump into the very next space with a double crochet in there. Just one for now. Pull the loop up, turn, grab that stitch right there, and pull the loop through. Oh, by the way, guys, I'm actually not using my lighting today. We're going to do another double crochet in there. I've decided to just open up a window and have a look to see if that works. The lighting, don't forget to pop your hook in that stitch. The lighting here in our house is not very good due to the fact that we are surrounded by larger premises. Okay, so yarn over hook, do another double crochet in there. Pull up the loop, pop your hook in there. I hope you're getting this. If not, leave a comment in the description box down below and I'll do a separate tutorial just for this particular piece and I'll go even slower and maybe use a different colour yarn. But I think, as I know I've got it finally, it took me a while to get it. And once I got it, I just couldn't forget, okay? Keep going. You're just putting your cluster set in each space and you're lifting that thread between each cluster sets and pulling it through to the other side. Yarn over hook, there's your double crochet. When you get to this corner, it's going to be a little tricky, all right? Pop that in there. Oh, it's not tricky, it's just different, okay? Pull it through there and double crochet in the same space. Pop that up, put it through the next space. And we've got 3 there, so we're double crocheting in the corner. What I want you to do with the corner, same thing, but only do your 3. Don't do your 3, 2, 3. Just do your 3. In there. Another double crochet. Lift it up. Pull it through there Oops, I've split the yarn. Dearie me. Sorry, guys. This is where you see how human I am. I wouldn't want anybody to think I was human, right? There you go. Now we're back to normal again. And then you do another double crochet in there. Oh, no, that's not working at all. I wonder why that came undone. Sorry, guys, I'll pull that up. I don't know what happened there. It just came undone. So we are going into that next space. Pull up a loop. Okay, I don't know what happened there. It's just really playing up, isn't it? And another double crochet in there. There you go. And another double crochet. Oh, this is the third one actually, and the last one for this corner. Lift it up. You're still going to put it in there, okay? Through there. Now, here is where you chain one. Okay? And you put 3 double crochets in that space. So what you've done is you've actually turned. Just a moment and I'll show you. You don't see the turn, but you've done a turn. Okay? So there you go. Just wanted to give it a tug so you can see that stitch right there. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Am I not right when I say it's gorgeous? Yeah, beautiful. I get so excited when I like something, you know, it's like, oh my gosh, it's taken me years to like something like this, and because I've never really liked to crochet along. I've always liked to use the old Victorian style stitch. We are going to put 3 double crochets in the next space. I've always liked to use the old Victorian style stitch. It takes so long, the method, but it works gorgeously. And this is what this particular pattern is starting to look like. So, and it seems a lot easier, and as you can see, it's a lot quicker than doing it the other way. So what you're going to do, you are going to focus on crocheting all of these squares that we have here together the same way we just did these 2 pieces, and I'll show you in a minute what I mean. I hope that your crochet journey is as chain 1 and 2 in the corner is as great for you as it is for me. 1, 2, and 3. We're just doing a normal row here and then a normal row across this way. And when we get to the end of this row, then we will do what we just did before. Now, I've noticed that there are a couple of my squares that I accidentally did with a size 4 hook. I don't know if it's the red or the green or the grey. I don't know which one it was. I accidentally did quite a few squares with the 4 hook. So you may see 1 or 2 of my squares out of the whole blanket a tiny little bit smaller than the rest. That will sort itself out if most of your squares are the same size, okay? Now jump into the corner and only do 3 double crochets, and then I'll show you what to do next. Very basic this. And the best part about this stitch is at the end you're only weaving in 2 ends. That's the best part. All right, this is what we have thus far, okay? We went that way and then we turned and then we went that way, and guess what? We're going to do exactly the same with this square as we did with this one. And that's all you're doing for this row. So what I want you to do over the next week is do exactly this, the same for all of your 8 squares, and when you get to the end, put it aside, get ready for doing these ones here. Now these ones here you will be doing, once you've washed and blocked these ones, you will be attaching these to this one here. So it's going to be easy for you. Once you get this done, this will be easy, but keep going to the very end but don't cast off. Don't cut your yarn or anything like that. Just get to the very end and wait for me for next week, and we will do the other colour. Now, I'm using the grey to be there, all right? You don't need to use a grey. Use whatever colours you want. When we get to the end of that row, I think your next set will be easy. So your job this week is to crochet all of these together, weave in these ends, wash and block them, and, well, you got a lot of work to do, make 8 of your next colour. Okay, so that's all I want to say today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this tutorial, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel and you would like to do this blanket, subscribe, hit the little bell button so that you can receive all the future tutorials in your inbox. All I want to say now is happy crocheting to you, and don't forget to laugh, and don't forget to enjoy your crochet, and ciao for now.